Good morning, my name's Michael Judge. I'm Head of Corporate Dealing here at OFX. Welcome you to the currency counts for the week starting 3rd of July. What did we see last week? A very big jolt in currency markets across the board, a very big spike in volatility. What that meant specifically for the Aussie-US pair is some fresh highs for the Australian dollar, and as a result we did capture very briefly an exchange rate of 77.13 versus its US counterpart. What was a key theme over the course of the last 5 days was a lot of the rhetoric that we saw from the US Federal Reserve, from the Bank of Canada, as well as the Bank of England. What we in fact did here was a global alignment and a well-entrenched and a well-understood message which was ultimately digested by investors. Spurring demand for the AUD, we saw a very strong order book, initially at levels close to 76 US cents, and then towards the back end, closer to 77 US cents. What is going to make this week of some interest following a very long weekend from our counterparts in the US? When we do overcome some shortages in liquidity early on, it'll be certainly interesting to see whether the Reserve Bank, when they meet tomorrow, whether they follow a lot of the lines which were well trodden from our counterparts from a global perspective last week. Nearing resistance again over the coming days, closer to 77 US cents. Very much a domestic focus this week. Most notably tomorrow, Reserve Bank, as I mentioned, as well as later in the piece, we do have trade balance figures, as well as some key unemployment reads from the United States. Thanks for joining me.